Hey, what's up guys? Brownie here coming to you with some more AFK Journey, and today something kind of cool happened. I noticed that the rank 1 player had messed up their positioning on their defense, and I was able to capitalize on that and actually get a win. And this is against the God comp, so it's like the Burial, Dynel, Scarlita with a Thorin and a Damien. And they're mostly they're all P3 and P4 heroes, so it's an extremely strong team, like very very strong. And I noticed that there was something different about their positioning. I guess they just misclicked or something, and I was able to beat it. So I'm going to show you guys that fight, and then there's another fight I want to show you against the rank 4 player. So we're going to be fighting this Toxinous person. She's got the God comp team, and then we're gonna show a fight against Fluster here. And the main reason I want to show you guys these two fights is because the just one little thing in positioning your heroes totally changes the outcome, and it's kind of crazy. And I just kind of wanted to talk about the importance of positioning in your arena fights and just any PvP fights that you have, really anywhere in the game. Positioning is always a very important thing in this game. Not all games are like that. Some games positioning really doesn't matter much at all, but in this game it's key. And we're gonna go over some of the things as to why my team needs to be positioned a certain way and all that kind of stuff, and why your team might need it too. So you just have to really be able to read your heroes' skills and understand what they do, and then you can really understand how to position your heroes. So let's go ahead, check out these fights. I'm probably going to be pausing and whatnot throughout the fights, just so I can explain things better and we can see what's going on. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into these. Alright, so our first fight's going to be against Toxinous here, and you'll get to see her team here. Look at this. So it's a P3 Burial, P4 Thorin, Dino, Damien, and then a P3 Scarlita. So it's really, really strong. But let's pause it here so we can check out my formation. And we've got Dino in the back getting our buff from the Enlightenment spell, Parissa right next to him, so that she is able to give him her buff of attack speed and normal attack damage. Then we have Leica over here, and that's because I don't want Leica anywhere near my Parissa, so that Parissa doesn't accidentally give the buff that she needs to give to Dino. I don't want her to accidentally give that to Leica. And then we've got Aaron over here so that he can come around and kind of distract and keep the attention off of any of these back row heroes, or keep Thorin from coming down here and getting past Olmus or something like that and getting to our back lane. So yeah, and the main problem, or the main mistake that this my opponent made, was she actually accidentally put Scarlita as the rearmost hero. So the Enlightenment spell is going on Scarlita instead of their Dino, and since Dino is not going to have the attack speed buff, the fight's going to go completely in my favor. And that's mainly because right here, we pause it, and you see Dino has his spear going up into the air. That's his mythic skill. And that's going to come down and do a ton of burst damage to this team. And basically, when you're using a Dino, the main win factor is if your Dino gets to their mythic skill first, which is getting 3 nectar stacks, and then he throws that spear in the air, does a ton of true damage to the enemy team. And then if that doesn't kill off the key heroes of the enemy team that you need to die, you're pretty much going to win once your Dino gets to his active. So the Dino fights are usually the Dino mirror matches. Whichever Dino gets to their mythic skill first, and then also their active first, that's usually the team that's going to win. And yeah, that's just really seems to be how all the Dino fights work. Now, if you're not fighting a Dino team, it's a little bit different, and you can maybe take a little longer to let him build up his nectar stacks. But I found that this team that I have, Parissa, and there's the big boom from the Dino's mythic skill. You can see the enemy Dino and the Thorin both died. Thorin will resurrect, but the enemy Dino's gone, so we don't have to worry about him anymore. But yeah, the team that I have currently right now, Parissa and Leica, if you can guarantee that Parissa is gonna buff Dino, I feel like it's the fastest that Dino will get to his mythic skill. And that's such a huge important part to these Dino fights that you need to hopefully get yours off as quick as possible. And I feel like Parissa and Leica are probably the best ones to do that. I mean, I could be wrong. Somebody could be faster than Parissa. I know Leica is like super fast at it. She does it straight at the beginning of the battle. We're gonna replay this fight at normal or at 3x speed so you guys can just see it. But yeah, I know Leica is at the right away at the start of battle, so Dino will get 2 stacks pretty much instantaneously with the Enlightenment spell and Leica's buff. But then Parissa follows up with her buff, I think like a second or two after Leica's has already gone off. And I'm not sure. Damien's takes longer. Haywin's takes way longer because Dino has to actually take damage to get that buff. And then also Scarlita's is the same deal. If Dino isn't taking damage for Scarlita to, throw down a shield and boost his resistances, then he's not going to get the stacks that he needs. So this is the Fluster fight, and the positioning here in this fight for my team is pretty important because if I put Leica anywhere but this spot, I'll lose the fight because Dino doesn't move. He doesn't move on the battlefield. So Leica or Parissa is going to walk forward a little bit, and if I have Leica over here on this side of the battlefield with Parissa and Dino, she's going to end up buffing Leica, and Dino will remain with only 2 nectar stacks. He won't get his mythic skill, and I won't get that huge burst damage. So I needed to have Leica over here, and if I can't put her over here, I'm pretty much, this fight is a loss for me because this I think he actually took Ludovic out. So he used to have Ludovic in here, and that the healing that Ludovic provided was insane, but he has Vala in at the moment, so it's a little bit of a different team. I think he's just hoping to maybe pick off my Dino or something along those lines. But like I said, the burst from my Dino that comes out from his mythic weapon so soon in the fight, paired with Parissa's active, the burst damage is just, it's so hard to live through for the enemy team. So yeah, that's pretty much the positioning for this fight. We'll just let this play out because there's not really a whole lot else to talk about in this fight in itself. My team just kind of does what it's supposed to do. Nothing crazy really happens. But yeah, that's why I wanted to kind of make this video today, just so I could talk about the importance of positioning and just how switching one hero over a couple spots might completely change the outcome of the fight and cause you to lose fights that you normally would win without a problem. So yeah, I think that's going to be about it. I guess we'll just let this fight play out, and yeah, I think that's going to be about it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.